so here we have the main cognitive science webpage. We have a lot of information going on right here that we believe that not many prospective students or even new current students are going to actually take the time to look through and read. It has the contact information, which is helpful. It's housed in the philosophy department, and the office and fax number. Moving on to the bulletin information, we decided to keep this page the same because when you click on it, it opens up all the undergraduate bulletins that you would ever need. But, branching off from that, if you go in to the Cognitive Science Bulletin and open it up, it gives you all the classes that you need. But if you look, it does not give any course descriptions whatsoever. It just tells you the department, the course number, and the name of the course. So now, personally, when I was a cognitive science student and I was trying to decide what classes I wanted to take, I struggled because I wanted to know the class descriptions to find the right class. So what we did is we mapped that out, which we will look into later under relevant courses. Which brings me to my next point. The relevant course offerings is just kind of a lot of random classes that don't, like, they apply to the major, but you're not required to take all of these classes. Some of these classes are optional. So this was very confusing for cognitive science majors, not informative at all. The events page we kind of left blank because there aren't many events that are happening right now, just because it's kind of in a middle period, but those we left available to be updated, and hopefully it will be updated on a regular basis. The CogSci links, as you can see, this link doesn't even work. Nothing. This link does work. So we kept this link, but we added a lot more links that were much more useful besides the link that didn't work. And then we also added a tab for CogSci Research Labs because, as you can see, nothing is included here. The Contact Us page we left the same because this is very helpful for students to send an email to get information regarding the major. And then the CSET home, we understand that it's under the CSET domain, but cognitive science is under arts and humanities, not CSET, so that was another issue we ran into.
Hi, this is Kevin Dolan, and I am part of the Gold Team. We did the cognitive science webpage, and I worked on the research and the buttons. A few things that I had a problem with the research was getting the links to link up to the appropriate places to go. And after working on it for several hours, I figured out that you had to link them separately. After I got done with the research page and set the colors to the standard white and black text, I moved on to the 4 buttons down in it would be down in the bottom right hand corner that also links to biology, cognitive science, computer science, and those 4 square buttons. And we made them, we had to left align them so they would align up right. We worked on the colors of the buttons with the style sheet, and if you take a look in the style sheet, you can see that we had a problem figuring out which ones needed to be changed to make the buttons the colors we wanted. But if you kind of scroll through the style sheet, the local .css file, you can see that each one of those divs have a color. So our problem was just figuring out which divs we wanted to change make the colors the way we needed them. But after a few hours of work, we figured out which ones were which, and we made the colors work perfect.
Start?
Yes, I pointed at you.
After completing our proposal, we realized it lacked a certain definition, a definition that was necessary to better understand what we felt our audience wanted to get out of this service. Because of this, we decided to create what's called a needs assessment. Basically, a needs assessment is a systematic process for determining and addressing needs or gaps between current conditions and desired conditions or wants. This also helps us better understand the disparities between what we felt conditions needed to be changed and the audience or the population we were providing this service to, what changes they felt needed to be changed. So there are three basic components to this assessment: exploring what changes need to be made, gathering and analyzing data, and making decisions on what will be changed or what actions will be taken. This first step was actually done by us getting together as a group and kind of finding out what we wanted to find out from like the questionnaires we were going to be administering. So we administered two different questionnaires, one at a career fair and then one that I electronically emailed to a few students. So the first questionnaire sent out at the career fair was one that basically gave us some demographic information as well as general questions about their interest towards the cognitive science major, what they knew about the major, what emphasis they would choose, and just their general opinion about the web page. The other being distributed to more so cognitive science majors and prospective students. With that one, we kind of got their feelings about how the current web page was, how they felt they could navigate it and complete certain tasks, and also what changes they felt needs to be made. Yeah, and what they actually did like about the old web page. So that's the general consensus. After triangulating our two questionnaires, the general consensus was that a drastic change to the actual main page, because if you remember, and we'll actually show you in a bit here, that the main page just kind of consisted of a large chunk of text, which really didn't do anything for the user because nobody wants to sit there and read however many paragraphs that was. So we made some changes to that, as well as adding some pictures and other visual aids to kind of just better supplement the whole user experience. And then we actually applied some math concepts, which I'll talk about a little later on. Another thing that we felt needed to be changed on the page is on information on how students could gain information on finding research experience, internships, job opportunities. We created tabs for all of those. They felt that a facts tab needed to be added to the web page just for any questions that they might ask frequently. Also, they felt that more clarity was necessary in regards to the fact that cognitive science is interdisciplinary, so you actually have the option of choosing your concentration and just letting students know how each of them kind of have a role into the program. And just also better understanding how to become admitted into the program. Alright, so we'll actually go ahead and take a look and see what changes were made. Tim, can you pull up the web page? Your version of it. The computer's been kind of funky. Oh boy. Let me use your computer. That would not be part of the typical user experience, just to let you know. So as you can see here, it's just not a very effective or user-friendly web page. This is not the web page. Well, this one's terrible too. What is wrong with this? Oh, yeah, that's even worse. So as you can see, there's this large kind of just chunk of text where, so if you're a prospective or even current cognitive science student, um, we feel that they wouldn't want to read all of this information on this unless they're like gung ho like myself, and we just felt that there are better ways to kind of inform students about the program and kind of better partition the information. So if we actually want to take a look at the new web page to get a side-by-side comparison. We still need one though. As we can see up above here, we have the cognitive science name up top, and as far as the description goes, if you want to point back to there, instead of this long description, we have just shorter one here, which gives a good, concise definition as to what cognitive science is. But the great thing about it too is it's not necessarily going to be the only bit of information about that. And I'll actually talk a little bit more about that a little later on. So as far as tabs go, we have our